Talked about an interview that Alan Ritchson, Jack Reacher on Amazon's Reacher, did a couple of days ago, and well, he was not done spewing insanity. I mean, it's one thing. It's one thing to go, the orange man bad and his supporters bad, but to go after cops when you've cut your teeth playing a law enforcement adjacent character. I think Reacher's military police or something like that. He's somebody who upholds law and order. Okay, somebody who would be associated with law and order amongst his fan base. Okay, for him to come out specifically and make ludicrous statements about law enforcement officers, what are you doing? Like, okay, I tried to make some excuses, tried to apologize for his behaviors, or at least explain away why people can go ahead and separate art from the artist. Okay, immensely talented, did a good job on his show. But when you continue to pile up this nonsense, it makes it really tough. It makes it incredibly tough for people to go ahead and separate the actor from the persona. And didn't he get the memo that we're really late in this process? Okay, the whole, ACAB, orange man bad rhetoric, it's not really hitting like it used to back in 16 and in 20. You might think it, you might feel it. Just because you think and feel something doesn't mean you have to vocalize it, my guy. A Reacher star, Alan Ritchson, cops get away with murder all the time. Really? Can you point to one example where they get away with murder? I mean, seriously, you absolute blockhead. Like, this is the one example where, you have the typical meathead on the screen because he's 6'4" and completely jacked out of his mind. This is the best that he could come up with. Okay, an Instagram post, arrested the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. Well, I got news for you. They did. What do you think you're doing? Alan Ritchson, the star of Amazon's hit show Reacher, claims to be very disturbed that police officers get away with murdering people all the time and they are never held accountable for it. You have to be retarded to not actually follow through on this stuff. Hell, Derek Chauvin didn't even kill a guy, but he's spending time in jail for it. So you go ahead and tell me, you go ahead and show me the example of cops getting away with it all the time. 41-year-old actor cast his accusations about lawless police officers in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter last week, in which he made a series of admissions of his extreme views. And yeah, when you're so stupid as to believe the mainstream narrative that cops are above the law, that anybody who follows Trump is just a cult member who's following a con man, it's like, what are you supposed to do with that? Even if you like Reacher, okay? Even if you're anticipating going to the theater this weekend and checking out the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which I'm hearing is pretty good, okay? How, with all of this knowledge, can you look up at that guy and go, oh, God, it's like, what an idiot, okay? An idiot who I know hates me. Why do you continue to try to sabotage Henry Cavill projects? Like, were you put in there on purpose? Anyways, the tough guy actor has revealed his anti-cop sentiments in the past. Of course, he raised an eyebrow in August of 2020, wearing a t-shirt calling for the arrest of Kentucky police officers who shot Breonna Taylor in March of that year. They went in all guns blazing, but wasn't the narrative during that time, okay, oh, she was just shot in her bed. Well, spoilers, she was in the hallway very much packing heat. Ritchson spoke about the Taylor shooting to the reporter, calling it a tragic case, but he went on to attack all police officers everywhere, which talked about this multiple times over, okay? You have a critique for somebody? Make it specific. Stop painting with a broad brush, okay? It's like when I bring up crime statistics, you know exactly where I'm going with that one. We're talking about criminals, man. We ain't talking about an entire group of people. We're talking about criminals. Cops get away with murder all the time. And the fact that we can't really hold them accountable for their improprieties is disturbing to me. You do. You absolutely do. But we should completely reform the way that we do it, he said of police work, which I don't necessarily disagree with. Then at the same time, you know, you've also got to consider the source on that one. And I'm just going to go ahead and dismiss your critiques moving forward because I know that you're a disinformed jackass. I mean, you shouldn't have to spend more time getting an education as a hairstylist than a cop who's armed with a deadly weapon. Oh my God. You might as well follow this up with, you can't, I like free speech, but you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Ugh. Oh, we should make it very hard for people to make mistakes or abuse power in the institutions. Ask Kim Potter. Okay, there you go. There's a name. There's somebody who was held accountable trying to subdue somebody who was also trying to take out one of her fellow officers. The claim that hairdressers require a more stringent education process than police officers is dubious. Yeah, we know all of that stuff. But then again, when I hear stuff like this coming from somebody so incredibly disinformed, I just don't care. I just don't care what you have to say. I'll just leave it up to the people that have to deal with this type of nonsense, okay? And while I'm not going to be one of these back the blue type guys, because I remember during 2020 and during 2021, who were the people kicking down doors because they heard that you might have a friend over, who were the people that were dragging other people outside of stores because they didn't comply with what everybody thought that they should, okay? Take a look at what's happening with squatters right now and the fact that they are arresting homeowners and letting absolute cretins take over their places. Yeah, like police officers, I think that the good ones are great, but the bad ones are horrific. But I'm not going to be so stupid as to paint with such an incredibly broad brush like Reacher here. So you have an official response by the National Fraternal Order of Police, so this is basically the union talking on this one. Okay, well, Mr. Ritchson gets his face and forehead powdered on set. Our officers are out doing a job he doesn't have the courage to do. Oof. While he gets to hear loud pops and have blanks fired at him, our officers feel the heat of bullets that pierce their skin. Now, there are no take twos and there's no take threes in real life, Mr. Ritchson. We have people who want to kill us, and we play for keeps. Just another useless Hollywood actor virtue signaling for attention at the expense of brave police officers around the country. Go back to your pampered life and let the heroes handle this. Okay. Oof, man. You don't normally see, a clap back like this, and the fact that it's being generally well received, at least on this post. Okay, like I don't know. I've seen this posted around in a few different places, and given the fact that this has been out there for a couple of days, and the fact that it hasn't been ratioed really at all, kind of lets me know exactly where we're at this point in time. Everybody's coming to the same conclusion that yeah, I didn't mind Reacher. Yeah, he would be good casting for Batman, but what an absolute mong. And so, what was the response of Ritchson? Oh, he's trying to claim that he's getting bullied. Oh my god. Like, what a bitch. Like, I've been trying to hold back, okay? I've been trying to play Mr. Nice Guy on this one, but I call it like we see it on this one. Like, he's a whole British pork sausage product, okay? What are we doing here? Reacher star Alan Ritchson punched back hard at emotionally immature cops for attempting to bully him. Oh man, you wanted to say that they're unaccountable murderers. They went, go back to your soft life, and you're trying to call bullying on police. Like, yo, bro. FOP is learning what happens after you swing at Reacher. The muscle-bound star hit Amazon series. Alan Ritchson voiced his thoughts about the state of policing during a recent interview. The law enforcement organization didn't take it well. It all started when Ritchson was asked to respond to mega trolls who unearthed a photo of him wearing a t-shirt. Well, we've seen the Instagram post. We've seen the tens of thousands of likes on it. I don't really think that's unearthing anything. The actor did not back down from his statement and freely spoke his mind. Cops get away with, yes, murder all the time. And the fact that we can't really hold them accountable for their improprieties is disturbing to me. The FOP hit back, and then Ritchson, oh my god, clapped back with another Instagram post, which just goes to show you that Instagram is a much different world. This kind of emotionally immature response is the epitome of what concerns me about law enforcement today. Trying to hold somebody being reckless accountable for their actions? I thought that's what you were advocating for. If this is how leadership handles a peaceful disagreement, what is peaceful about being blatantly slandered by one of the biggest up-and-coming stars in Hollywood, being interviewed by one of the biggest entertainment outlets? This was the Hollywood Reporter. This wasn't, Tim's movie blog. You want to recharacterize this as a peaceful disagreement? Okay, what does life look like for those unseen interactions in the street? Well, just about every officer wears a body cam, and we hear the idiotic cries from the people alleging police brutality, only for the body cam footage to be turned over and go, oh, they were the ones that instigated it. Okay. Or if there is impropriety being done, guess what? The cops get held accountable because everybody's wearing a camera, you tard. How does the shape of character of police officers looking to management? Yo, man, you're supposed to be a big dude. You're a big dude. You're a real man. You're a man's man. You got a family. You claim to be a Christian, but then you're one of these new wave Christians is probably more happy to see a male stripping pastor than somebody wanting to actually read from the Bible on stage. I'm starting to come to the conclusion I've heard talked about a couple of different times over. There's a reason. There's a reason that they're actually allowing Somebody who looks like this, don't mind the t-shirt for a second, but a straight white guy doesn't look schlubby, who isn't being emasculated on screen. Why are they allowing this out there in current day? Because, oh, he parrots all of the talking points that same emasculating agenda would more than willingly tout in every other avenue, trying to get back that dad audience that doesn't like any of this subversive crap that is coming into their stuff. The people that are turning off organized sports the moment that they play the Black national anthem, who is starting to do some noticing when it comes to commercials where, wow, why is every male the bad guy? Why is every male looking bumbling on screen? Hey, you know what's not doing that? This Reacher thing, okay? And, that actor, he's pretty competent. He's pretty cool. What else is he in? What's his name? Alan Ritchson. Okay, what's he all about? And what's he all about? You can see it with that t-shirt right there. The exact same thing that has made Hollywood so insufferable, so overtly insufferable in the past decade and a half. So yeah. Continue to kill off your career, Alan. Hope you get everything that you want. I hope you get that Batman casting, because if people weren't already skeptical about the success of James Gunn's DCU, I'm sure you'll do wonders for it, because for right now, while you can get 140 some odd thousand likes on your Instagram page, remember, there is one cardinal rule of the internet, and it doesn't forget. So the moment that you achieve a little bit of success, I'll go ahead and I'll quote a law enforcement staple for you. Anything that you say can and will be used, not in a court of law, but in the court of public opinion moving forward. So best of luck to you, Al. You're gonna need it. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.